victims or aggressors. We simply see it as part of a releasing of an old paradigm and an emergence of something new. So simply the caterpillar going into the cocoon, releasing its identity as a caterpillar, and then emerging when it's ready as a butterfly.
Sich von alten Überzeugungen lösen und etwas gänzlich Neues zulassen. Faszinierend. Aber es jagte mir auch Angst ein. Sind wir wirklich dazu in der Lage? Haben wir überhaupt das Potenzial für einen so tiefgehenden Wandel? Auch ich, die ich schon von meinem Alltag völlig überfordert bin.
We're actually in a type of a dream, and when you look at the idea that scientists tell us we use about 5% of our brain's capacity, geneticists tell us we're using about 5% of our genetic capabilities, and 95% of the DNA is actually dormant. Now just imagine if the rest of the 95% was sleeping and we started to wake up that potential inside of us.
The number of neurons in the human brain surpasses the number of known stars in the universe. As consciousness evolves, as the challenges, creative challenges for the brain increase, we will form new networks, and that potential is in the brain. We're literally on top of a sleeping vastness, the size of the universe in terms of possible connections inside our heads.
Jeder von uns ist ausgestattet mit einem Potenzial, was eigentlich nur eingeschaltet werden müsste. Und das passiert gerade.
The conventional science that we have learned is a science of victimization, meaning that there are forces outside of us that control who we are, such as our genes. The new science reveals quite a different story. It says that our genes are controlled by our perceptions, how we respond to the environment. So it says if we change our perceptions, then we change our genetics. And when you understand that, then all of a sudden you realize that you are actually a master of your biology because you're the one that's free to change your beliefs and your perceptions and your emotions. And when you do that, you're in charge of changing your own genes. But some people don't want to hear this because in the end it says, then we are personally responsible for our lives.
Für mich eine kleine Sensation. Wie oft fühle ich mich klein und hilflos, bin überzeugt, dass meine Gene mein Schicksal vorgeben und mein soziales Umfeld mein Leben beschränkt. Und wie atemberaubend ist die Aussicht darauf, dass ich die Freiheit habe, alles selbst zu bestimmen. Aber was hält uns davon ab, unser volles Potenzial zu nutzen?
Human beings are living in a prison of their own creation. But most people are happy to rearrange the furniture in the prison cell and to call it freedom. Instead of experiencing reality as it is, mysterious, alive, shimmering, unpredictable, most of us, we have settled for beliefs. We prefer to live in our belief about reality instead of reality itself.
Like you have a certain belief about people and life and death and everything that you can imagine, you have a belief about. And that belief sometimes can be an expansive thing, like I believe anything is possible, or that belief can be very limiting. I believe life is hard and difficult. That belief is determined by what's in your mind, by the experiences you've had in your life, by the experiences your mother and your father have had, your grandfather and your grandmother, all the way back into your lineage.
In multiple personality, you change your mind from one person, and actually then you're like somebody very different, another person. So at first they were just thinking it was just the mind, the psychology was changing. But when they actually looked at the body, they found that the body would change when the mind would change. You can have an allergic reaction, let's say, to strawberries in the one personality. And when you switch the other personality, that personality has no allergy. They can eat all the strawberries. But when they switch back in 1 or 2 minutes to the original personality, just one strawberry will cause a big allergic reaction. So it says, when your mind changes, you change your biology as fast as you change your mind. Most of the healing is called the placebo effect. You can give a person a sugar pill. If they believe it's the real pill, they will be healed. And the point was, so what healed them? Not the pill, the belief of healing. What most people are not familiar with is something called the nocebo. And the nocebo is a negative thought, is equally powerful, but it takes you in the opposite direction. A positive thought can heal you, a negative thought can kill you.
As the light of energy, the spirit, the soul, comes through the body, the light is like the light behind a motion picture camera projector. It goes through the filters of our mind, the images in our mind, and then projects out into space.
Die Welt ist wirklich unser Spiegel. Ja, ich sehe mich und spiegel mich in all dem, was draußen ist. Das wird uns morgens am Spiegel bei der Morgentoilette ja bewusst. Da schauen wir hinein in diesen Spiegel und uns ist völlig klar, dass das griesgrämige Gesicht dort unseres ist. Wir fangen nicht an, am Spiegel zu schminken. Wir werden auch keine Mitesser im Spiegel ausdrücken. Das machen wir nie. Wir wissen, der Spiegel ist eine Projektionsfläche für unser Gesicht. Kaum sind wir aber raus aus dem Bad, da ist es wie vergessen. Ja? Da sagen wir, warum bist du denn heute so grantig? Und realisieren nicht mehr, dass ich meinen Grant da spiegel in ihm oder ihr. Ja, und dann geht dieses ganze Spiel los.
Das ist egal, ich will das einfach nicht. Nein, ich will das nicht. Nein, ja, das ist ganz.
Meine gesamte Wirklichkeit, die Welt, in der ich lebe und wie ich sie wahrnehme, all das war nichts weiter als ein Abbild, ein Spiegel meiner eigenen, mich beschränkenden Überzeugungen. Aber woher kommen diese Glaubenssätze? Und wie werden sie in meinem Gehirn, meinem Körper, meinem Verhalten verankert?
There are two parts to the mind. The latest development of the mind is just behind your forehead, and it's called the prefrontal cortex. This is the seat of consciousness. Consciousness, self-consciousness, is your personal identity, your connection with spirit, your source. This is you. The rest of the brain is called the subconscious brain. The subconscious brain is more like a tape player. It records experiences, and when you push the button, it plays the tape. Science has now recognized that we are not running our life with our conscious mind. We only run our life 5% with the conscious mind. 95% of our life comes from the subconscious habits.
Ich hatte mich schon oft gefragt, warum ich frustrierende Beziehungen mit Männern hatte, bei denen ich mich am Ende meist völlig alleingelassen fühlte. Als ich nach den Ursachen forschte, fiel mir eine Situation aus meiner Kindheit ein, in der ich Streit mit meiner